Hey, welcome. Get ready because today you're officially enrolled in the John Lewis Memory School for an explainer on chemistry that you are not going to forget. Seriously, things are about to get weird and incredibly memorable.
So let me ask you a question, and be honest. When you look at a list of chemical formulas, do your eyes just kind of glaze over? Does it feel like this big, boring chore you just have to power through?
Okay, whatever you just thought, forget it. We're throwing that old way of thinking right out the window. Today, we're not just memorizing stuff, we're going to build a wild, unforgettable story, a memory palace, that will lock these formulas into your brain for good. Let's dive in.
Now, every great adventure needs a hero, right? Well, ours is no exception. It's time to meet the star of our show. Okay, so first things first, let's talk about lead itself. The chemical symbol is Pb. Why? Why not Le or something? Well, it all comes from this Latin word plumbum, and if you just say that out loud a few times, plumbum, plumber, plumbum, plumber. It sounds a lot like plumber, doesn't it? That's not a coincidence. That is literally where the word comes from. And that, my friends, brings us to our hero. From now on, whenever you think of lead, I want you to picture this guy, a strong, heavy-lifting plumber with the symbol PB proudly stitched on his uniform. He's going to be our guide through this whole thing. All right, so our plumber P is about to have a really, really weird day. His whole adventure is broken down into 3 parts, and each crazy part is a key to unlocking one of Lead's mineral formulas. You ready for this? Okay, scene 1. The story kicks off. Our plumber's just walking along, heading to a job, and he spots something on the side of the road. It's just a single, lonely, empty bucket. Get a really clear picture of it in your head. So, how does this empty bucket help us? Well, here's the magic. Our plumber sees an empty bucket. Now, in the Tamil language, the word for empty is kalyana. Just say it with me. Kalyana, galena. Kalyana, galena. You hear that? It's so close. The empty bucket gives us the name galena. Now for the formula. He looks inside the bucket, and what does he find? Just one single lonely S-shaped snack. So you've got one plumber, that's PB, and one S snack, that's S. Put them together, and what do you get? PBS. Okay, I need you to really see this in your mind's eye. Burn this weird picture into your brain. One plumber, one empty Kalyakana bucket for Galena, and one little S-shaped snack just sitting inside. That's it? You've just memorized Galena PBS. Easy, right? But wait, the day is young. He leaves the bucket behind and makes it to his next spot, a super busy, noisy construction site. All right, let's break down scene 2. Our plumber is at this construction site, and he takes out his trusty angle tool, to measure some pipes. So what happens when you smash angle and site together? You get anglesite. That's our second mineral. Now for the formula. He pulls out another one of those S-shaped smacks, but just as he's about to take a bite, disaster strikes. A huge truck comes roaring by, and look at its wheels. They're not normal wheels. They're shaped like 4 giant zeros. And crunch! The truck runs right over his snack, completely flattening it. So what do we have? We've got our one plumber, PB, his one S snack, S, and the 4 zero tires that crushed it, O4. Put it all together, PbSO4. Okay, I want you to feel this one. Picture our poor plumber at the angle site. See the snack in his hand? Hear that tragic, loud crunch as those 4 zero tires just flatten it into dust? This dramatic, kind of sad little image is your key to remembering angle site, PbSO4. Man, what a day, right? First the bucket, then the snack tragedy. Our plumber decides he needs a break and heads to a shop. But this is where things go from just weird to totally bizarre. He ends up at a shop, basically a site that sells slippers. And in Tamil, a slipper is a sarupu. You see where this is going, right? Take saru from sarupu, add site, boom, saru site. You got the name. Now for the formula. Parked right outside, our plumber P sees the absolute strangest thing. A car, so that's C. But get this car only has 3 zero-shaped tires, a 3-wheeled car. So what's our mental inventory? 1 plumber P, 1 strange car, C, and 3 zero tires, O3. The formula has to be PbCO3. All right, this is the last one. Lock it in. This absolutely bonkers image.
The plumber at the slipper site just staring totally confused at a car with only 3 wheels. This wacky scene is your permanent, unforgettable hook for serosite, PbCO3. Okay, let's pause. We've got this wild story, right? But you might be wondering, why was there always just one plumber? And why do all these weird parts, the snack, the tires, the car, fit together with him so perfectly? It seems a little too convenient, doesn't it? Well, the story gave us the how, but now it's time for the really cool part, the why. And this is the absolute genius of the John Louis method. The story isn't just some random, crazy tale. It's actually built on a rock-solid foundation of pure, simple science. Let's crack the code. So, you want to know the secret? It's this. In these mineral ores, lead is like the most reliable friend you've ever had. It always shows up as an ion with a positive 2 charge. That's our single plumber. He represents that single lead ion, Pb2+, and he's always carrying that +2 charge with him. And check this out. This is where it all clicks. Our plumber is always a +2. So in galena, his partner, that S snack, is actually a sulfide ion with a perfect -2 charge. See? They balance. In anglesite, that whole crushed snack and tires group is a sulfate ion. And guess what? It also has a -2 charge. And in cerussite, that weird 3-wheeled car is a carbonate ion, which, you guessed it, also has a -2 charge. And what happens when you put a +2 and a -2 together? What do you get? You get 0, a perfect neutral balance. It's like a chemical handshake. That's why the formulas are so simple. It's always just one plumber bonding with one partner because their charges cancel each other out perfectly every single time. Okay, you've heard the story, you've seen the science behind the magic. So, you think it's stuck in your brain? Let's find out. Time for a super fast lightning recall round to prove your new memory powers. You ready? First question. The plumber sees that empty bucket, Kalyana. That sound gives you which mineral name? Come on, you know it. Yes, galena, the Kalyana bucket with 1S snack inside for PBS. Perfect. Next one. Think back to that tragic accident at the angle site. What 2 things came together to give us the SO4 part of the formula? Exactly. 1S snack got totally flattened by 4 zero tires. PbSO4, you've got it. All right, last one. We're at the Sarapu, the slipper site, and we see that bizarre car. What was the key visual that gave us the formula PbCO3? That's the one. The C for car and the 3 zero tires for O3. Fantastic job. See, it works. You know, I think we can all agree that was a whole lot more fun than just staring at a textbook, right? So we have to give a huge, massive thank you to memory grandmaster John Lewis for developing these powerful and frankly amazing techniques that turn learning into an adventure. And before we go, I'm going to leave you with a little challenge, a final thought to chew on. You know our plumber, Pb++, always has that +2 charge. So, what if he met fluoride, which has a tiny -1 charge? How many of those fluoride ions would he need to team up with to get back to that perfect 0 balance? Think about it, drop your answer in the comments below, and we'll see you for the next one.